Hello folks, welcome to this video, and here I'm going to be talking about WTCR, which has just unveiled a 16 race calendar. It will be taking place over 6 events, all of them in Europe. And I'll be talking about that in a moment. But first, I just want to talk about the actual calendar itself. So some of these are reorganised races. So for example, we've got the race at Slovakia Ring and Hungaroring, which was supposed to be book-ending April. Actually, around the time I was going to be around that area. They're now going to be on consecutive weekends in October. The calendar itself will kick off at Salzburg Ring in Austria. That'll be over the 12th and 13th of September with 2 races. Before heading to Nordschleife for 2 weeks later, over the 24th to 26th of September, another 2 races. And then you'll have 3 races Slovakia Ring 10th to 11th of October. 3 races at Hungaroring 17th to 18th of October. 3 races at Motorland Aragon in Spain over the 31st of October to the 1st of November. And then 3 races in Italy at the Adria International Raceway over the 14th to 15th of November. Now, the Germany and Hungary events have been reinstated. The Austrian, Slovak and Spanish events have all been rescheduled because, well, Hungary and Germany had initially kind of dropped off the calendar due to restrictions. We won't be seeing a Portuguese race. The races in China, Macau, Malaysia and South Korea will not be run, but they're also adding the race at Adria International Raceway. Now, there's a Q&A with Francois Ribeiro, who's the head of Eurosport events, so the promoter for the WTCR, which is quite interesting. I'll put a link to it on the FIA's website in the description down below, which says that, for example, that it can still retain kind of World Cup status because they've talked to Jean Todt about it. Of course, there is also a clash with branding if they were to be say, oh, this is a European Championship because there's already a TCR Europe. But yeah, they've managed to still keep World Championship status even though it's taking part only in mainland Europe. And it's interesting the addition of Italy to the calendar. Ribeiro talks about how it's the origins for the actual original WTCC in 1987, and it's where it was kind of revived in 2005, and where Gabriele Tarquini, who was the first champion for WTCR, comes from, which is true. And actually, looking at the countries that are here, they are countries which would be most likely to be able to hold races. I mean, if you're following what happens in regards to restrictions in the countries, Slovakia is largely opening up, Austria very much kind of the same, Germany as well, and Spain and Italy, which are towards the end of the calendar, are probably the ones where you'd have to be monitoring the situation a lot closer. So it has been very well organised, it's been very well put together, and they've managed to come up with an idea that will put all of them so compact, but also be able to keep these races very kind of clean and consistent. The 16 race calendar will mean that the 3 race format will be able to be reinstated, which will be pretty damn cool to see. Of course, the first 2 races will only be, well, the first 2 events, shall I say, will only be 2 races each. But that will still be quite interesting to be able to see a 3 race format. They also talk in this interview about such things as how they're going to have these practice sessions and the qualifying, and how they're going to organise the races. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens when the season itself gets underway. I mean, WTCR is one that I've been trying to get into over the course of its existence. I do wonder whether or not they should still be calling it a World Championship, given the fact that it's all happening in Europe, and, well, with the exception of Spain, pretty much in Central Europe. A lot of championships that would take place in a similar region would have, say, a European name or a Central European name. But that's something that we can debate in the comment section down below. All I can say right now is thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.